It's a busy, busy day in the sports world and news, it just never stops. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. I just made a video where I said the NFL keeps getting shittier and shittier perna. Well, all of that changed as our football listening ears will be far less violated in 2019 now that tight end Jason Witten announced that he has unretired and will return to the Dallas Cowboys on a one-year, $3.5 million contract.
You're going to see him on the outside. He's going to come up and around the edge and collapse that corner. It's tough on these linebackers, and when they do that, it's all about the rush.
I think the football world is unanimously excited about this move. Well, except for third and fourth string Cowboys tight ends Rico Gathers and Dalton Schultz. They're about to be out of a job, and just like their former teammate Gavin Escobar, probably destined for the AAF. Hittin' for Witten. That's Good Sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're new. If you've been here a while, click that notification button. All right, people are speculating Greg Olsen might replace Jason Witten in the broadcast booth. I can nip that rumor right in the bud. No Olsen is ever working for an ABC company ever again. Not after what the Olsen twins did on the final season of Full House. Jason gave some insight as to why he's returning to the NFL to gladly brutalize his body. Witten said, "The fire inside me to compete and play this game is just burning too strong. And the desire to talk about football on live TV after being outshined by a man named Booger flying around the sidelines on the erection of the Fox football robot even though we were on ESPN is gone. I'm looking forward to get back in the dirt. The tiny little boogers of God, if you will." There's no doubt Witten will be an improvement to the Cowboys tight end group. The only team that's had worse luck with tight ends recently is the Denver Broncos. The one thing I will miss the most about Witten are the long pauses on Monday Night Football. Jason Witten, the monk of Monday night, is what we all called him.
Nick Boyle came skying through like a pro wrestling move to meet the defender. Boyle goes 6'4", 270.
I actually respect Jason Witten's refusal to learn how to pronounce players' names. I do it here all the time for far less money.
Ibukam was able to see that protection again.
I side with Witten. Sometimes players' names are not spelled correctly. I'm sorry, Robert Kimdiche. There's no N in that name. Cyrus Kwanjo, you're missing a W and added an I in there for no fucking reason. And this name is actually impossible to say. It's impossible.
That was Trevathan!
Trevathan with the big sack. You're going to see him here. Trevathan.
Damn it, Witten. Danny Trevathan is actually spelled the way it sounds. We should credit Jerry Jones, though, for pulling one last rabbit out of his head.
Pulls another rabbit out of his head.
And now maybe Jason Garrett will pull the muskrat out of his rectum and the Cowboys can get back to the Super Bowl. My question is muskrat the funniest animal to have in your butt? I really thought a lot about that, and I went with muskrat. Let me know if there's a better one. Jason Witten is one of the most reliable tight ends in NFL history. His age is obviously a concern at 36 years old, but after taking a year off for his body to rest, I have no reason to believe that he can't excel for another season in Dallas. Blake Jarwin was the Cowboys' leading tight end last season with 32 catches and 3 touchdowns, and all of those 3 touchdowns came in Week 17. Making Jarwin the kid who doesn't show up for class all semester and then somehow aces the final. Assuming Jason Garrett didn't accidentally tell every defense how to stop Witten during his retirement press conference.
He said, I want to talk about Y option. This is his play, signature play. He's got over 1,100 catches, probably half of them are on Y option. He caught 18 balls against the Giants a few years ago, probably half of those were on Y option. The signal was this. He'd look at me and say, give me a Y option. We just called it. He said it.
I think Jason can get close to his 2017 stats of 63 receptions and 5 TDs. Of course, his 2018 stats were 72 mispronunciations, 7 ruined calls, and 1 poorly placed domestic violence monologue. It's going to take about 20 more seasons of that to catch up to Phil Simms on the all-time list. But I think he can do it after he re-retires. If Cole Beasley is willing to play for less than he can get in free agency and stays with Dallas, with Witten, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallop in his second season, and Zeke Elliott catching passes out of the backfield, I actually like the Cowboys' receiving options. Having Witten and Beasley together on third down is ideal for any quarterback. Witten ended his career with 1,152 receptions and 12,448 receiving yards, but sadly, just hundreds of stories.
You know, there are hundreds of Witten stories. Hundreds. They go on and on and on. We can tell them all night.
Hopefully his return will up the amount of Witten stories to the elite Hall of Fame level like other former Cowboy ball catchers, Michael Irvin and T.O. Michael Irvin's got thousands of stories. We've got tens of thousands of T.O. stories. And we need thousands of Witten stories.
Hundreds of Witten stories. Hundreds.
So welcome back to the field, Jason Witten. It's where you belong. And you only need to unretire one more time to tie Brett Favre for most unretires in NFL history. Another goal to chase. The question now is who will replace Jason Witten in the broadcast booth? Who can fill those tiny shoes he left at ESPN? If the answer isn't Peyton Manning, it's the wrong fucking answer. If they want another tight end to do it, please let that be Gronkowski. He will be far more entertaining than Witten, and the Patriots will be worse without him. A double-edged sword that cuts like a knife and feels so right. And that's a Wittenism. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here onto the YouTubes. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, @BrandonPerna. If you would like to follow me there, I would appreciate it. If you ask me to follow back, I will. You just gotta ask. I've got more football episodes on the screen, and we'll have a Kyler Murray video coming up tomorrow.